The symbiosis effect. The wisdom of win-win in nature and human society. Picture this. Early morning in a tropical coral reef. Sunlight filters through clear water onto vibrant coral. Clownfish dart nimbly between the long tentacles of sea anemones, escaping fierce predators, while also pecking at parasites on the anemones' bodies to keep them healthy. Not far away, cleaner fish calmly pick at leftover food scraps inside a grouper's open mouth. They fill their bellies and help the grouper keep its mouth clean. This isn't just a random biological interaction. It's symbiotic wisdom that's lasted hundreds of millions of years. Now, if we shift our focus from the ocean to human society, we'll see this 1 + 1 greater than 2 symbiosis effect has already seeped into startups, industries, scientific research, and even deeply influences how we make choices and behave, psychologically speaking. The symbiosis effect was first proposed by 19th-century German biologist Anton de Berry. Originally, it described how different species exchange materials, energy, or information to form a stable, interdependent, win-win relationship. As society evolved, the term expanded into social sciences. It now refers to how individuals, groups, or organizations achieve mutual development through complementary resources and coordinated functions. The core here isn't just cooperation. It's mutually indispensable. One side creates unique value for the other, and vice versa. If either side disappears, the entire system's efficiency drops drastically. It's like in nature. Clownfish can't survive without anemones for protection, and anemones gradually decline without clownfish cleaning their parasites. Both sides in a symbiotic relationship become deeply connected, sharing a common fate. Take the startup ecosystem in Silicon Valley, for example. It's a classic case of the symbiosis effect. This innovative hub has a solid symbiotic triangle made up of startups, VC firms, venture capital, and tech incubators. Startups often have super promising innovative ideas, but they're stuck with funding shortages, lack of business resources, and little industry experience. VC firms have tons of capital, but they need good projects to grow that money. Then there are incubators like Y Combinator. They don't just give startups free office space, legal advice, and business training. They also screen promising teams for VCs, acting as a bridge. Psychologically, this symbiosis relies heavily on the reciprocal altruism theory. Startups trade their future growth potential for the resources they need right now. VCs put in short-term money to chase long-term big returns. Incubators build industry reputation and service revenue by connecting the two. Each of the three gets real benefits from the collaboration, which keeps them working together steadily. The social identity theory also plays a big role here. When a startup gets into a top incubator like Y Combinator, it gets labeled high potential, making it easier to attract top talent and clients. And the incubator's reputation only grows as it spawns successful companies. It's a two-way boost that creates a positive cycle. This symbiosis isn't set in stone either. When market demands change, VCs adjust their investment focus, incubators update their training, and startups tweak their product strategies. All three adapt together, keeping the ecosystem alive and kicking. Hollywood's film industry is another great example of how the symbiosis effect works. A successful commercial movie, from script to global release, needs over a dozen links working closely together. Studios oversee the whole process, raising big budgets, defining the movie's vibe, but they rely heavily on screenwriters for original, engaging stories and directors to nail the artistic style and filming pace. VFX teams need studio projects to show off their top-tier skills, while studios need VFX teams to create stunning visuals that draw audiences to theaters. Distribution companies have global theater connections to get the movie in front of more people, but they also need good films to keep their long-term partnerships with theaters strong. Here, the role identity theory keeps this symbiosis stable, psychologically speaking. Everyone in the process knows their symbiotic role clearly. Screenwriters get that no studio funding means even the best script stays on paper. Directors know grand creative visions can't happen without VFX support. Distribution companies understand their theater resources go to waste without good movies. This clear role identity makes everyone willing to collaborate and even compromise for the bigger picture. For example, screenwriters adjust plots based on the studio's market research. VFX teams refine their work to match the director's artistic vision. Plus, the group dynamics theory says long-term stable symbiosis builds unique industry rapport. Take the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. Studios, directors, and VFX teams have a fixed workflow. Their post-production timeline is 30% shorter than the industry average. That's the efficiency boost from the symbiosis effect. And it's why Hollywood stays a global leader in film. In scientific research, university research teams are another key place the symbiosis effect plays out. In a top university's biology lab, professors, postdocs, and grad students form a tight symbiotic system. Professors usually have national research projects and strong industry connections. They set the research direction and secure funding, but they need help with hands-on lab work. Postdocs have solid expertise and lots of lab experience. They guide grad students through technical hurdles, but they also need the professors' projects to build their research credentials for future careers. Grad students lack lab experience and resources. They need the professor's academic guidance and the postdocs' technical help, but they also keep the team's progress on track by doing basic lab work. Psychologically, the cognitive load theory is front and center here. If professors waste time on basic lab tasks, they can't focus on project planning or academic innovation. If postdocs take on all the lab work alone, they burn out and slow down. If grad students have no guidance, they'll likely take wrong turns. But with smart division of labor, everyone focuses on what they're good at, cutting down on mental stress. Professors focus on strategic oversight, postdocs on technical guidance, and grad students on basic lab work. The team's overall efficiency jumps multiple times. At the same time, the social identity theory makes everyone see themselves as part of an academic community. They share the same research goals and see individual achievements as part of the team's success. So they actively share data and help each other solve problems. When a grad student hits a wall in an experiment, the postdoc steps in because they know the grad student's progress affects the whole team's timeline. Professors also hold regular seminars to share cutting-edge industry trends, helping postdocs and grad students expand their academic horizons. This two-way support makes the symbiosis stronger and drives breakthroughs in research. Dig deeper into the symbiosis effect, and you'll see its essence is dynamic balanced interdependence. It's not like traditional zero-sum games, where one wins and the other loses. It's also not one side clinging to the other. Instead, both sides adjust as they interact to find the perfect sweet spot of mutual value. Psychologically, symbiosis isn't just an external collaboration model. It's a key way to meet our mental needs. When we're part of a symbiotic relationship, we feel a strong sense of belonging. Think about startup team members uniting around a common goal, or research teams feeling connected through their academic community identity. We also get a sense of accomplishment. When a startup breaks through, a movie hits big at the box office, or a research project wraps successfully, everyone involved feels like they've made something count. Plus, stable symbiosis brings security. Hollywood insiders know, if they do their part in the industry chain, they won't have to worry about losing opportunities. Meeting these mental needs makes people even more eager to invest in the symbiosis, creating a positive cycle. From clownfish and anemones in coral reefs to Silicon Valley's startup ecosystem, Hollywood's film industry, and university research teams, the symbiosis effect runs through the history of nature and human society. It proves that real progress doesn't come from individuals going it alone. It comes from groups thriving together. In today's increasingly complex world, understanding and using the symbiosis effect doesn't just help us collaborate better. It lets us push past our limits through mutual support and grow together as individuals and as a society.